I have wandered these lands, from the scorching sands to the cool mountain springs, and I have seen the beauty and sorrow etched into every stone and every heart. Zherisia is a land of extremes. The people here live life on a precipice. Each of them has a story. Together, these stories form the chronicle of a land of hope and despair. Zherisia is steeped in its history. It is uplifted and haunted by it. It is a place where the Maleks once ruled with the weight of centuries behind them. Monarchs who, despite their flaws, were considered rightful stewards of the land. They were not perfect, no, but in the eyes of many, their reign was a time of stability, a golden age now long past. They held the land together, binding its people with a sense of tradition and order. Many look back on that age with wistful nostalgia and remember the Maleks as a symbol of a better time. But power shifts like the sands of the desert. From the west, a foreigner came, a conqueror at the head of a great host. He was drawn by the glittering promise of riches, a hunger for land, and the allure of dominion. Androv was his name, and he tore Zherisia from the hands of the Maleks, claiming it as his own, like a jewel in his emperor's crown. Yet like so many before him, his ambition was his undoing. He sailed across the Ilian Sea, chasing more, always more, but all he found was his doom. In his absence, his empire crumbled, vanishing like smoke as quickly as it had come. But evil often follows in the trail of conquerors, and Androv was no different. A darkness fell upon Zherisia, the Miasma, some call it. A foul air that spread like a plague across the land. No one knows its true origin, though some claim it was Androv's final curse. Whatever the cause, the Miasma blotted out the sun, twisted the land, and left behind horrors that lingered in its wake. As the shadow fell across Zherisia, the once vibrant land became a place of fear and corruption. Its people left to fend for themselves in a world that no longer made sense. The centuries that followed were cruel. Warfare and conflict ravaged the land, and corruption seeped into every aspect of Zherisian life. The proud cities that had once been bastions of enlightenment and grace were battered by strife, their people beaten down by endless cycles of violence and deceit. Their leaders became corrupt, driven by their own ambitions, and their people, once noble and just, became consumed with their own survival. It became an untrusting land where only the cunning and ruthless could rise, and all they sought was power and control. The Maleks are long dead, but their memory lingers, a faint echo of a time when the land was home. In their place, the Three Magnates have risen to power. Wealthy men who control Zherisia's fate with a grip of iron. Some see them as saviors, bringing order to a land that had descended into darkness. Others see them for what they are, opportunists, exploiting a broken people for their gain. The Magnates have brought a semblance of stability, yes, but at what cost? I have seen the corruption eating away at the very heart of the land. It is in the streets, it is in the hearts of the people, and it is in the very stones of the walls. The land groans under the weight of the Magnates' rule, its people caught between survival and despair, wondering if this is truly the best that can be hoped for. But a change is coming. It is subtle, but I can feel it. It is carried on the winds that sweep across the desert dunes and through the ancient streets. The rule of the Three Magnates is untenable. Their time will end, and a new future awaits us. They will fade into history like Anbrov of old. But what comes next? Zherisia's fate is poised on the edge of a knife. There are those who would plunge it into darkness, and those who would strive to raise the land to greatness. I have hope for Zherisia and for her people, but there is also fear. I fear that the forces of greed and corruption may tighten their grip and lead the land further into darkness. In these troubled times, there is opportunity for those who are brave, clever, and willing to risk everything. These are times in which heroes are made. The time has come for those with courage to step forward and shape the fate of the land. I am but a humble chronicler, tasked with recording the truth, not shaping it. But the future remains unwritten. So who, my friend, are you?